Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beginning of the Rotax Rules return to continental Europe. Here at Circuito Internacional de Karting Campeos, based about an hour north of Malaga International Airport, for the 2020 Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup. My name's Alex Goldschmidt, the official Rotax Euro Trophy commentator, and I have a very, very special guest with me this weekend, who is one of the people that is looking to rethink racing as she returns as one of the 12 drivers that qualified for a second season. Sarah Moore from W Series joins me. Sarah, welcome back to the Rotax Racing family. It must be quite nice for you to have the opportunity to come and be with us here, as you'll be doing not just also the racing analysis, but also being our mobile pit lane reporter this weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to the roots. A circuit I've never been to myself, so it's new to me here as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the boys and girls and out in action.
Thank you very much. So Sarah will be joining me at times throughout the weekend in the commentary box, but also on the pit lane. You may also be aware that we do also have a new audio-only dedicated stream, thanks to Downforce Radio, our audio partners, called Rotax Radio. It's coverage of the B&L karting series, and also this is the first event of the Rotax Euro Trophy. We're about to get underway with our first of 8 5-minute qualification sessions here at the 1,580 metre circuit here, CIK FIA homologated. And we have a couple of new categories joining the Euro Trophy. First up, it is our youngest competitors, aged between 8 and 11, where we have around 27 competitors in Micromax. So they will be using the new 2020 spec technical side of things as per the new 2020 Rotax global regulations. 27 drivers in total, 18 different countries, with the highest representation being of Finland. So in total we have 200 different competitors from 29 different nationalities as far east as the Philippines, and also from Fukuoka in Japan, who just so happens to be one of the drivers in this particular category. And there's a whole host of talent. Over the course of the weekend, the prizes, we've got 31,000 euros worth of prizes. The weekend winner here at Campeos will take home a free entry to the 3 rounds that Micromax will be competing at in the Euro Trophy calendar, starting on the Easter Bank holiday weekend in April at Karting Genk. We're also giving away tickets to Le Mans for the Rotax Max International Trophy, being held at Le Mans once again between the 28th of July and the 1st of August. And if you're third on the podium out of one of these 27 drivers, you'll get an invitation, a free entry to 1 round of the Euro Trophy of their choice, which will be the first 3 rounds in Genk on the Easter Bank holiday weekend, Adria last weekend of May, and also a new venue for 2020. We head to the United Kingdom, to the home of British karting, the home of Trent Valley Kart Club, Paul Fletcher International, and that is from the 10th to the 12th of July. We have a whole host of talent from Estonia, Finland, Lithuania, Belarus, Sweden. We even have the Egyptians here as well, and some of them have been competing at the recent MENA Nations Cup that took place at the Oman Muscat Raceway just last weekend. And there's a whole host of talent. We've had some influx from people giving us some locations, some when they first started karting, their hobbies. There's some achievements I've been told about, and a big thank you to the 40-plus drivers or parents of said drivers that managed to send in their relevant information, along with a bit of research on my part from due diligence. But we are seconds away. 5 minutes of qualifying, 1,580 metres. Sarah, you know all about this pressure cooker situation through, 22 years worth of racing, especially karting, as you were a Minimax driver back in 2008 and 2009. What are these youngsters feeling round about now?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I would say a younger age, I never felt it as much as I did getting older. But so they're probably not feeling the pressure as much. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure to try and get the 1 perfect lap.
So, first qualifying out of a practice session out of 8 this afternoon. We will be streaming live via the official Camp Company GmbH YouTube channel, so please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup is hosted and promoted by Camp Company GmbH and MW Race Consulting. So you should, if you want to find out more about the championship itself, head to rotaxmaxchallenge-eurotrophy.com. Now this is where these youngsters, as just coming into shot on the screen is the number 96 of Matej Radenkovic, who's been running in the BNL. He finished 7th last year in the overall championship, and also was 32nd at the Rotax Max International Trophy at Le Mans last year. So he's one of many talents here, and I do have to give a special shout out to both Rodrigo Seabra, aka the Wolf, and his good fellow countryman Lorenzo Campos for dancing to the Macarena on Instagram. There's been a lot of chatter on social media as we're going to get the first couple of laps coming in. So Radenkovic goes quickest of anybody at the moment with a 31.4 in Sector 2. No one's quite better at that yet, but Endo Arata from Japan in the 51, who was top at the last non-qualifying practice session, has gone to within a 10th of the Belgian in the number 51. So it's going to be a case of having probably a couple of laps at the very, very most, as there's a lot of camber changes, a lot of undulation, especially at the top part of the circuit. So when they go through turns 1, 2, 3, up into the double S's, you can see that they're having to fight against camber and not just against the steering, and also what the kart's trying to do underneath them. So Radenkovic coming through into the final sector very shortly. He's just put in a 23.7. Arata's just done a 23.6, and that's been equalled by the number 47 of Great Britain, Scott Marsh from Dan Holland Racing, who's down in 12th at the minute. But this is where we're now going to have those... this is this pressure cooker situation, Sarah. It's now about just gearing up, putting that banker in, and then seeing what happens next.
Yeah, so obviously I'm guessing they will have all gone out on new tyres, so it's just a case of getting the glaze off the top of the tyres, getting the correct heat into the tyres in the first lap or so, and then settling in, and like I say, just trying to get those sectors together.
So times coming in. Scott Marsh leading the way ahead of Arata-san from Japan, Matej Radenkovic, Alexander Klugel from Germany, and Belgium's Karl Stout. That is the top 5 at the moment. Hugendorn has dropped down to 7th as... Koskinen from Finland in the number 14 has just jumped up the order, and that's Rasmus Koskinen, 1 minute 14.078, but it's just 77 thousandths of a second between Marsh and Arata in the fight for pole position, and the entire field split by just 3.2 seconds when it comes to Donny Frans from Finland, who's rounding out the order at the moment. Well, it was, and we've then got the only Egyptian from Cairo, Yassin Nadim, in the number 40, down in 27th, putting in a 1 minute 22. But the spread between the top 13 is just under 9/10 of a second, as we've got about 90 seconds in this qualifying session left to go. But Scott Marsh has put down the banker. Can the likes of, as Arata now takes the top spot, provisionally speaking, with just over a minute to go, 1 minute 13.740. And I've been speaking to some drivers earlier on. Not well spotted there, Sarah, by 84,000. Scott Marsh retakes provisional pole with about 45 seconds on the clock remaining. But then that's changed as Koskinen's gone second by 26 thousandths. That's how close qualifying can be. So it's less than a tenth between the top 3. That's Marsh, Koskinen and Arata, followed by Klugel. Then we've got Lorenzo Campos in the number 24, Karl Stout, Atolov from Finland, Radenkovic, Hugendorn, and Rudokas in the number 15. That's Tomas Rudokas from Lithuania, one of the 29 nationalities here this weekend. We're approaching crunch time. So Marsh has gone quickest of the top 4 in Sector 1. Arata's just set a personal best in Sector 2. Klugel has dropped off a little bit. He's lost about 2/10 to the Japanese driver, but Marsh has equalled Arata-san at the minute. Campos at 31.4, Karl Stout as Radenkovic goes across the line to take P3. But then Arata goes in with a 1 minute 13.656, and that's a dead heat for pole position. But on the basis, no, that's changed, and that's an absolutely inhumane lap from Scott Marsh from Dan Holland Racing. The Brit puts it on provisional pole position. Let me just remind, ladies and gentlemen, from those listening on the PA here, on the stream, and also on the Rotax radio channel, that all results are provisional pending sporting and technical checks. So Scott Marsh from the United Kingdom takes pole position by 0.253 of a second from Rasmus Koskinen from Finland. Endo Arata from Japan takes third. A further 1.1, just over a tenth of a second adrift. Attola from Finland, Karel Stout rounds out the top 5 ahead of his fellow Belgian by just 3/1000ths of a second ahead of Matej Radenkovic. Then it's Alexander Klugel, Lorenzo Campos rounding out the top 8. Hugendorn in 9th place. And it looks like Laitonen from Finland has also, Santeri Laitonen in the number 75 has taken P10. And the top 10 separated by just 0.838 of a second. Hugendorn was exactly 8/10 off. Sinebok in 13th behind the likes of Rudokas. Fuentes Luque in 12th place. Babisek from the Czech Republic, I think that was. Let me just double check with the nationalities. From Vrakov in South Moravia. Rounds out the top 14. Tom Strele from Latvia. Baros, Zhubimov, Plinta, Karinen, Borodin, Siabra all the way down in 21st position and nearly 2.8 seconds off the pace. Garcia Diaz in the number 35 rounds out the top 22. Jimenez in the number 30 rounds out the top 23, all separated by 2.9 seconds, with Nurmi, Leskinen, France and Nadim rounding out the 27 strong, with Erik Paulsen from Sweden and non-starter from GTS Racing Energy España. But already, Sarah, that's just given us a bit of a gauge of just what's going to happen over the next 7 sessions, because we now go into Junior Rotax, and we have, and Sarah will agree with me on this, how much work I've put into this spreadsheet over the last 4 weeks. So we've got 53 juniors from 17 different nationalities. Between Great Britain and also Germany, they have 9 apiece, 17 different nationalities, 41 rookies. But the top rookie this weekend will take home an international trophy ticket, and that includes race tyres for both seniors and juniors. I mean, to go to Le Mans, Sarah, I mean, that's an iconic place, and even the international karting circuit is a joy to behold.